Something big for Overwatch is coming in just a few days, and they're being very cryptic about it, and I want to take a look at what it could potentially be, what people have already talked about, and a couple of other ideas. So, as you can see, there will be a trailer premiere on November 11th. Specifically, it says for Overwatch 2, and if we look at the description here, it says, "Let the countdown begin. Check out Overwatch 2's latest trailer when it premieres November 11th. So, not a lot to go off of this. If you were following on Twitter, they were just kind of recapping a bunch of nostalgic moments throughout the years. Nothing too drastic, but at the end, they revealed that something would be happening on November 11th. That is when we are going to watch this trailer at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, of course, the big thing that everybody has talked about, everyone probably just jumped to if you're going through the nostalgia trip, is that this is Overwatch Classic. Right? Let's talk about the two things that kind of either go for that or go against it, depending on how you look at it. One, this is a trailer for Overwatch 2, and it says it right here. It says it down here, all of that. I do not think it would be in its own client. I don't think it would be its own separate thing, an Overwatch Classic, something like WoW Classic is. I feel like this would just come to Overwatch 2 in whatever form it's going to be. We're going to talk about that. But secondly, and the thing that is really confusing me, kind of throwing me off, this is new artwork. Artwork. This is new. I'm pretty sure we've never seen this render before. One, this is Tracer's classic look. But that might indicate that there's more going on under the surface. Now, I think that the most damning evidence is that this is an Overwatch 2 trailer. But the fact that they have new stuff to work with, that they've worked on new art for this, tells me that this is going to be a bigger thing than most content updates for Overwatch. So this is extremely mysterious, extremely weird, and this coincides about when BlizzCon typically is. And I think that's typically where they do a lot of their big announcements. So this is probably going to be something pretty big going forward for Overwatch, whatever form that may take. So let's just watch a little bit of old Tracer footage and talk about this, right? Go through. So we already talked about it. I don't think it'll be its own client. It says Overwatch 2. That's kind of what I assume, right? But, you know, could this be a limited time mode? Could it be a permanent mode? Could it be kind of like its own thing where if you ever played on a Wii U, you know how it has the Wii menu, so you click the Wii menu and then it opens up basically a Wii emulator. Is that what this is going to kind of be, where it's like, hey, you log into Overwatch 2, but really you go to the Overwatch 1 portion of it and you get to play this faux version of Overwatch 1. That could be really weird. I don't even understand how that would really work. But as we know, there have been a lot of changes made to the Overwatch client. A lot of changes technologically that maybe allow more things to happen, because they're able to patch things without actually having to patch the game. They can push balance changes out. They've been trying a lot of different like hotfix stuff without even telling us that there was a hotfix, you know, when Sombra came out. So there's a possibility they've developed some technology to allow more things to happen, more different things to happen, to keep track of different character models or visuals or something like that. Because I was also thinking, like, what if it's just kind of like a nostalgia trip? Like, it could just be like, hey, you can use 2016, visuals, right? You can use Overwatch 1 visuals as your UI instead of the new Overwatch 2 stuff. Maybe new sound effects. Maybe the menus look different because you want it to be Overwatch 1. That could be something that they had been working on. I'm not too sure about that. Why did that pulse bomb just kill Reinhardt at full? Anyways, but also, you know, if it is some kind of Overwatch Classic thing, let's just say, you know, take all that stuff out. You get to play Overwatch as it was in Overwatch 1. When will this take place? Is this going to be Overwatch as it was on day one? Will this be Overwatch as it was when the most people thought it was the best? Will they continue to update it throughout the years like they do with WoW Classic and add more things in? That is a completely strange question, and to be honest with you, I don't know. Will it be an amalgamation of things? Like, if you've ever, you know, those those tests with like Club Penguin, you know how they like rewrite it since it's shut down. Well, a lot of them add a lot of seasonal stuff that you can get like at all times of the year. Would an Overwatch 1 version have a bunch of seasonal stuff? You're like, hey, I just want to play in Halloween, or, you know, I want to use the Halloween stuff. I want to play Junkenstein's whenever, the original version, right? And then that also begs the question, if they do something in that kind of route, what if they allow for private servers? What if they allow for you to kind of host your own thing and play Overwatch the way that you want, right? So they don't just have to be like, hey, we're going to force us to be May 24th, 2016. So, you know, 150 health Zenyatta and mass res and everything. Like, what if you don't like that, but you like other things about Overwatch 1? Instead, you can host your own private server that's like, I want to play right before roll lock. You know, like I want to play Goats meta while you could still play 4 DPS comps like that. I want to play Beyblade meta, stuff like that. I feel like that is really pushing it, and I don't think that would actually happen. Blizzard is very close to the chest about that kind of stuff with like servers and the freedom that they give. So I highly doubt that will be the thing. I think most likely this will be a limited time or permanent game mode that emulates Overwatch 1 in its original state, less so than its whole entire thing. But I do want to talk about, since it is coming out on BlizzCon time, right, when they would typically do a lot of things, does this have anything to do with anything else? Is this just going to be Overwatch 1 or whatever they've got planned, or is it going to include more? Will it include things about the mid-season? Will it include things about the new hero coming up? Will it include stuff about the next season? Maybe it'll be about the whole next year, right? Maybe it's not going to be anytime soon. Maybe this will be coming in, you know, maybe it'll launch on May 24th, 2025, right? It does say there is a countdown that let the countdown begin. Maybe in half a year's time, they'll launch a different version of Overwatch. Who knows, right? I think this trailer might have a little more for the live game. It might have a little more not related to that 2016 stuff than we think. So that is also something to consider, right? Also, you know, I think this has been brought up a bunch. I was watching Master Ian Gamer's video, and he brought this up. I thought it was a good idea, or not a good idea, but like a likely thing. Is it just a mobile game? Is the mobile version of Overwatch 2 that we've been hearing about, is it just this, right? That could be the thing, or it could be something else entirely. Maybe it's a whole different type of game, like something outside of the genre, a new Overwatch game. I highly doubt that. I don't think this would be the time or place to do it, but, you know, I would love to see that. That'd be really cool. That is something to think about. So what it actually is, who knows, right? I don't know exactly. I think the most likely is that we will be able to play Overwatch closer to Overwatch 1 2016 than we've ever had before, regardless of how that takes shape. Also, I totally forgot to talk about this, but I don't think this is going to be like, the reason why I don't think this is going to be a permanent game mode is that we are getting like a bunch of 6v6 tests and other format changes that would seem a little redundant if they had this planned for the entire time, right? Maybe I'm kind of looking into that a little too much, but yeah, I don't quite see the reason to be running all these things for the live game if this was just going to happen all along, right? So that is also another thing I'm just going to add in here anyways. I do want to get into the part of the video, and this is going to be the end of the video. So if this is all you've come for, great, but I'm going to give you my opinion about an Overwatch Classic, because I probably won't share a lot of the same opinions with a lot of other people. So, you know, feel free to leave now if you've got what you wanted out of this. But I will say, I don't think an Overwatch Classic is a very good idea. I think it'd be a fine limited time thing for everyone to just kind of go back and see how it was. But with what we know about Overwatch now, how we play video games now, Overwatch, and by extension many other esports, don't have the casual for fun development of the game anymore. I remember I was trying to work on a script a while ago about kind of the how live service has done something to Overwatch and like where we are now, but I ended up having like 4 pages written about like why Fortnite ruined everything and just got completely off the rails. But I don't think people are just going to go back and have fun very long. I think eventually people are going to get frustrated. They're going to remember OG Hook. They're going to remember that Zenyatta has 150 health. They're going to remember that certain characters are barely functional, that their kits are much more boring and stale. There are going to be other characters that are just completely broken. And of course, that's just assuming if it goes back to one version of Overwatch, they could update and everything. But if they go through the update cycles, then you're going to have to go live through Beyblade. You're going to have to live through when Bastion gets super good. You're going to have to live through when Roadhog gets super good. You're going to have to live through Launch Brig again. You're going to have to live through Launch Sigma again, unless they stop it at a certain point. So it's just this complete jumble of things that I don't think should be there at all. Plus, you also have to remember that there are a lot of quality of life things that have been added over the years that an original version of Overwatch would not have. Lucio wouldn't be able to wall ride infinitely. He would fall off the wall after a couple of seconds. Tracer wouldn't be able to blink up tiny little ledges. She would get completely stuck on some map geometry. Like, it's going to change how characters play and feel a lot. That original engine, it does feel good, but there are definitely things about it that have been improved over the years, and I don't know if people are ready to go back to what it felt like 8.5 years ago at this point. So, personally, I really don't want this. Of course, the balance is going to be whatever, but I think it's a really weird spot because it is really, really tough to say that it's like worthwhile to go back to this for a long time, right? Again, if it's a short thing, then that's perfectly fine. But with, again, them making new art for it, hyping it up like this, something gives me a feeling that it's probably not going to be its own thing, you know? So that is where I stand with that in particular. So, okay, that is what I think about this. Let me know, please. Are you excited? Before you do that, subscribe. I do really appreciate it. Like the video too. But again, are you excited? What do you actually think this is going to be? This is a little special episode. I don't typically do stuff on Saturday, but I did want to talk about this real quick because it's definitely an interesting topic to talk about as well. Anyways, I stream live twitch.tv/Lane Hemingway. That's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when you can catch me live. And if you want 3 free months to my Twitch, that is going to be in my Discord below. We're doing a little giveaway very soon. The Game of the Year nominations will be out. If you can correctly guess who will get nominated for Game of the Year, I will give you those subs. But you gotta get them in before they announce those predictions that will close when that happens. That will be very soon. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please have a good day.